The galaxy was breaking apart, and no one understood why. Old alliances were falling. Great fleets were burning. Strange signals were coming from dead planets. Every empire leader said the same fearful words. Someone was pushing the galaxy toward chaos. No one knew the truth. No one had proof. But everyone felt it coming, like a dark wave crossing the stars. In the middle of this shaking galaxy, the Imperial Command Station floated above a dying red moon. It was a fortress of steel and light, strong enough to hold 10 war fleets. Inside it, alarms screamed. Officers ran between glowing screens, and the High Council stood in silence, staring at one impossible report. A human warship had appeared in the Forbidden Sector for thousands of years. No ship, human or alien, had ever entered that sector and survived. All maps marked it with one red line: do not enter. No sensors worked inside. No signals came out. Ancient stories said even light itself vanished there, but now, a single human ship had come out of it. Alive. The council chamber lights dimmed. A hologram opened in the center of the room. It showed the human warship. It was huge, dark, and silent, shaped like a blade that had cut its way through the void. No markings, no ID code, no broadcast, no life signs detected. Yet it moved with purpose. Every person in the chamber felt something cold touch their mind. The Emperor's voice broke the silence. He asked if the ship was sending any message. No, the chief officer said. It just entered our borders. It is moving straight toward our capital. The Emperor asked if they should attack. Before anyone could answer, a new alarm flash read. Enemy fleets were moving across the galaxy fast. Unknown fleets. Hundreds of ships. They were hitting systems that were believed safe. They were pushing the Empire into panic. But strangely, all the fleets avoided one path, the direct line toward the human ship. As if they feared it. A young officer stepped forward. His voice shook as he reported something else. A planet in the outer rim, Drethos 9, had been destroyed. Not damaged, not bombed. Destroyed in one instant. The whole world burning from the inside. No weapon the Empire knew could do this. People began to whisper. Some said the human warship did it. Some said it came to help. Some said it was a warning. Some said it was death. The Emperor ordered a direct approach. He wanted a small team to leave at once and intercept the ship before it reached the capital. This was not a mission of war. It was a mission of answers. If the Empire did not understand what was happening, they would not survive the next sunrise. Captain Valen was chosen to lead the mission. He was calm, sharp, and never afraid. His ship, the Starblade, launched from the command station with a group of elite pilots and scanners. They flew fast through the glowing dust fields and broken planets. That lined the Forbidden Sector's border. As the Starblade got closer, the human ship appeared on the main screen. It was larger than any ship humans had ever built in known history. The hull looked old, but powerful, like something pulled out from forgotten time. Strange symbols glowed faintly along its sides. Captain Valen ordered a scan. The results made no sense. The ship had no engine heat, no crew signatures, no oxygen, no energy flow, yet it moved like a living thing. The crew whispered among themselves. Some said it was a ghost ship. Some said it was a trap. Some said it was not a human ship at all, only shaped like one. The ship slowly turned. Its main cannon pointed directly at the Starblade. The crew froze. Captain Valen raised his hand. He told everyone to stay calm. He opened a wideband channel and sent a simple voice message asking for identification and intent. There was no answer. Then, without warning, a bright blue light burst from the side of the human warship. It was not a weapon. It was a communication signal. But it was not sent to the Starblade. It was sent deep into the Empire's network. Inside the Starblade, screens lit up with foreign symbols. Lines of code racing like fire across every panel. One of the analysts screamed that the unknown signal was unlocking old Imperial archives, sealed longer than the Empire itself had existed. Captain Valen demanded a shutdown, but it was too late. A final image appeared on the main screen. A face, not human, not alien. A young-looking girl with glowing silver eyes and bright, flowing hair. Her expression was calm but sad, as if she carried a secret that could break worlds. She spoke in a soft voice. You are not ready, but the enemy is coming. Do not stop the human warship. If you do, the galaxy will fall. The image vanished. Silence filled the ship. Every crew member stared forward, unsure if what they saw was real or a dream. The human warship began to move again, heading straight toward the Empire's heart. Captain Valen stood still, his mind racing. The forbidden sector, the unknown fleets, the destroyed planet, the strange signal, the mysterious girl, everything was connected. But how? The Starblade followed at distance, powerless to stop it, afraid to let it go far behind them. The galaxy continued to burn. The Starblade moved through the dark space behind the mysterious human warship. Its engines were silent, but its presence felt heavy, as if the ship itself carried a memory the galaxy had forgotten. Captain Valen stood at the command screen, watching every movement. No one spoke. No one dared break the tension. The crew kept replaying the strange message from the silver-haired girl. Her calm face, her soft voice, her warning, "You are not ready. The enemy is coming." Every pilot and officer had the same question. Who was she? The ship's analyst tried to track the signal she sent into the Empire's archives. But the deeper he followed it, the stranger things became. Records began to open that should not exist. Old maps, old weapon files, old war logs, all from eras before humans joined the galaxy. Some were even older than any empire currently alive. It looked like someone had erased parts of galactic history long ago. Captain Valen ordered the analyst to stop, not because he was afraid of what they might learn, but because he felt something watching them through the data, something behind the message. The Starblade continued following the silent warship. Ahead of them, the forbidden sector glowed faintly like a scar across space. Colorful dust storms twisted around the borders, hiding ancient ruins that no ship was allowed to explore. Every empire had locked this place for one reason, fear, and yet, this human warship had passed through it like it was simply empty space. One of the pilots whispered a question everyone was thinking. Did humans build this? Or did something build it for them? Captain Valen gave no answer. Suddenly, an alarm broke the quiet. Enemy fleets and known fleets were appearing again. Dozens of signatures, then hundreds. They were jumping to near outer worlds, attacking communication towers, destroying trade routes, and moving faster than any. No species could react, but something was strange. None of the enemy fleets came anywhere near the mysterious warship. They were avoiding it completely. It was as if they feared it. A second alarm flashed. A distress call appeared on the screen. The signal was weak, broken by static, but the message was clear. It came from a small colony on the planet TERY on -5. They were under attack. The unknown enemy was burning the forests and cities. People were trying to escape, but most transports were being shot down. The Starblade was the closest vessel. Captain Valen did not hesitate. He ordered full speed. As they turned away from the silent warship, something unexpected happened. The human ship slowed down. It almost looked like it was watching them, as if it understood they were leaving. Then its engines glowed faint blue. It changed course, not toward the capital anymore, but toward the direction of Terion 5. It was following them. The crew exchanged worried looks. No one knew if this was good or bad. When the Starblade reached orbit above Terion 5, the planet was on fire. Towers collapsed in the cities. Black smoke covered the sky. Strange enemy ships, sharp, insect-like, and made from dark metal, moved in swarms. They destroyed everything. They did not send demands. They did not try to take prisoners. They attacked with one purpose: erase life. Valen ordered the Starblade's guns to fire. Powerful beams shot from the ship, cutting through the enemy swarm. The crew worked fast, but the enemy ships were fast too. They moved like they shared one mind. No mistakes, no hesitation. Then something terrifying happened. The enemy ships suddenly stopped shooting. They froze in mid-air. Every one of them turned toward the sky, toward the direction of the human warship. The next moment, the giant ship arrived. It appeared behind the Starblade like a dark shadow rising from the void. Its blue lights glowed brighter now, and for the first time, its hull opened, not for weapons, but for something else. A pulse of white light spread out from the human warship. It was not an attack. It was not a shield. It was a wave of energy that washed across the battlefield in silence. The enemy ships reacted instantly. They screamed, not with sound, but through vibrations that shook the entire planet. The swarm broke formation. Some crashed into the ground. Others fled into space at full speed, running like they were terrified. The Starblade's sensors detected something strange inside the energy wave, a type of frequency that targeted the enemy ships specifically, like it was designed to hurt them. Captain Valen realized something. The human warship knew this enemy. It had fought them before. A message suddenly appeared on the Starblade's main screen. The same silver-haired girl appeared again. Her voice was soft but urgent. "You must leave the colony now. More of them are coming, and they will bring something stronger. If you stay, you will die." Valen asked her who she was and why she was inside a human ship. The girl looked to the side, as if listening to something far away. Then she answered with a quiet sadness, "I am not inside the ship. I am the ship." The screen flickered. The crew froze. The giant warship outside. The vessel from the forbidden sector. The ship that moved with no life signs was alive, or something living was controlling it. Before Valen could ask more, the girl spoke again. "The enemy is searching for me. You must not let them find me, because if they do, the galaxy will not fall. It will burn." The signal ended. The sky above Tarion 5 darkened. New enemy ships began to appear, many more than before. Captain Valen stood in silence. He now understood one thing clearly. The war had not begun today. It began long ago, and the galaxy had forgotten who the real enemy was. Dark shapes filled the sky above Tarion 5. Enemy ships arrived in waves, each one larger and more dangerous than the last. The burning forest below sent thick smoke into the air, turning day into night. Captain Valen stood at the command screen of the Starblade, watching the swarm gather. He knew the Starblade could not survive a direct battle. He also knew he could not leave the colony unprotected. The giant human warship floated silently beside the Starblade, its blue lights pulsing with slow, steady rhythm. It looked calm, almost peaceful, but everyone on the crew felt the tension hiding beneath that stillness. The girl's final words stayed in their minds. "I am the ship." The Starblade's crew kept asking the same question in whispers. What kind of being could control such a ship? And why did the enemy fear her so much? The enemy swarm suddenly moved. Hundreds of dark ships rushed toward the Starblade and the human warship. Their engines glowed a sickly red, like burning wounds across the sky. The entire swarm seemed to breathe as one creature. The Starblade fired first. Bright beams shot from its cannons, cutting through the nearest ships. But the swarm adapted instantly. They changed direction, spread apart, and came in from multiple angles. They learned faster than any normal fleet. A violent hit shook the Starblade. Sparks fell from the ceiling. The floor trembled under the crew's boots. Valen ordered the shields to maximum power. Another wave of enemy ships crashed against the shields like a black storm. Alarms screamed. The shield barrier flickered. If it failed, the Starblade would be torn apart in seconds. Then, without warning, the human warship lit up. Lines of blue energy raced across its hull. Panels shifted. The front of the ship opened like a giant eye awakening from sleep. A pulse of white light burst forward. The entire sky shook. Every enemy ship caught in the waves stopped moving, their engines dying instantly. They fell from the sky like stones, hitting the ground with explosions that shook the forest below. The wave did not harm the Starblade. It passed around them like water flowing around a stone. The crew stared in shock. The human warship had released a weapon far beyond anything known, but something was wrong. A low, distant sound vibrated through every ship in the area. It was not a sound of pain or fear. It was a call. The enemy was summoning something bigger. The sky tore open. A massive object appeared at the edge of the atmosphere. It was so large that it blocked the stars behind it. Its surface looked organic, almost like living armor. Glowing red veins pulsed across it. This was not a ship. This was a creature built for war. The entire crew of the Starblade froze as sensors went silent. They could not read its shape, its weapons, or its energy. The creature moved with slow, terrifying purpose, turning its many red eyes toward the human warship. The silver-haired girl appeared again on the Starblade screen. Her image flickered, weak this time, as if something was draining her strength. Her voice was soft, but fear had entered it. "They have awakened the guardian beast. It remembers my energy. It was created to destroy ships like me." Valen tried to ask her what she meant, but she spoke before he finished. "There were once many of us. Long ago, we protected galaxies. We kept peace between species. But something happened. Something dark. The enemy turned against us. They used us. Then they hunted us." Her voice broke. "I am the last one." The guardian beast roared. The roar alone shook the Starblade as if the sky itself cracked. The creature opened its jaws, and a sphere of red energy began to form inside its throat. Valen recognized the danger immediately. If the beast fired that shot, the colony, the Starblade, and the human warship would all be destroyed in a single blast. The Starblade had no weapon that could stop it. Only the mysterious warship might stand a chance, but the girl seemed afraid to fight it. The crew could feel her hesitation. Valen made a decision. He ordered the Starblade to move directly between the beast and the human warship. The crew shouted in shock, but Valen raised his hand for silence. If the last living Guardian ship was destroyed here, the galaxy would lose the only weapon that terrified the enemy. The Starblade pushed forward. The Guardian beast targeted them. Its red energy sphere grew brighter. Preparing to fire, the Starblade shields were at maximum. But they would not last more than a second against that kind of blast. The silver-haired girl appeared again. For the first time, she looked surprised. "You would die for me?" She whispered "Vyl" and answered simply, "If you fall, the galaxy falls." Something changed in her expression. The sadness in her eyes became something else, something fierce. She lifted her hand. Across the battlefield, the warship responded. The entire hull glowed bright blue. Panels opened across its sides, revealing ancient systems waking after ages of silence. The energy inside the ship rose like a storm. The girl's voice became steady again. "Then I will not let you die." The Guardian beast roared and fired the red blast. The warship moved. A barrier of white-blue light burst from the ship, slamming into the red beam in midair. The two forces collided with a shockwave that shook mountains. The space above Tarion 5 lit up like a second sun. The battle between the two ancient powers had begun. The sky above Tarion 5 exploded with light. The Guardian beast and the ancient human warship clashed with energy so powerful that the clouds tore apart. Mountains cracked. Waves of force rolled across the burning forests. Captain Valen held onto the command rail as the Starblade shook under the impact. The crew covered their ears even though the sound was only vibration through the ship's metal. Their screens flickered. Systems struggled to remain online. The Guardian beast pushed forward, its red beam burning like a star. The ancient warship pushed back with white-blue light, the two forces pressing hard against each other. Neither side gave an inch. The silver-haired girl appeared again on the Starblade's front screen. Her image glowed brighter now, as if the energy of the battle flowed through her. Her eyes shone like the small suns. "The beast will not stop," she said. "It was made for this purpose, to erase my kind." Valen tried to ask her why such creatures existed, but she spoke first, her voice calm and almost distant. "A long time ago, before your empires were born, there was a council of guardian ships like me. We traveled the galaxy to keep peace and balance. Each ship was bonded to a living mind. We were protectors." Her face changed, showing pain. "But then the enemy came. They were shadows in the void, intelligent, hungry, patient. They did not want peace. They wanted control. They tried to capture us, twist us, turn us into weapons." The Guardian beast roared in the sky, its body cracking with bright energy. The girl continued. "They built creatures like the Guardian beast to hunt us. One by one, my sisters and brothers fell. Some were corrupted. Some were broken. Some vanished forever." Her voice lowered. "I escaped. I hid in the forbidden sector. I slept for ages, until something woke me." Valen asked, "What woke you?" The girl's expression turned serious. "You did." The crew froze. She explained, "A human ship entered the forbidden sector years ago. The crew found my resting place. They tried to wake me, but the enemy found them first. They died protecting me, but before they fell, they uploaded the human warship design onto my structure. That is why my shape looks human." It was a truth Valen did not expect. She was not a human ship. She was an ancient protector reborn in human form. Outside, the battle grew more violent. The Guardian beast lunged, breaking the beam lock. Its massive arms struck the ancient ship's side, sending it spinning. White fragments of energy burst from the impact. The crew gasped. The beast moved fast. Red veins lit across its body as it prepared a second attack. Valen shouted for evasive maneuvers, but the Starblade was not the target. The ancient warship was. The girl clenched her fists. Her hologram shook as if she felt the blow in her own body. "I cannot win alone," she whispered. Valen took a deep breath. "Tell us how to help." She hesitated, like she feared the answer. "My energy is old, pure. The enemy fears it. But I need more power to stop the beast. I need a link to your ship." The crew exchanged worried looks. Linking an ancient guardian mind to the Starblade was risky. If something went wrong, the ship could be destroyed instantly. But if they did nothing, the Guardian beast would tear the ancient ship apart and then destroy the Starblade, the colony, and everything else in its path. Valen nodded once. "We will link. Tell us what to do." The girl's hologram softened. "Thank you." She sent a stream of blue energy toward the Starblade. It passed through their shields like gentle wind and entered the main systems. Lights across the ship changed from gold to soft blue. The engines hummed with new life. Every panel glowed with unknown symbols that merged with human technology. The crew felt it, a presence inside the ship, calm, focused, powerful. The girl's voice echoed through every speaker. I am with you now. Outside, the ancient warship stopped spinning. It lifted its massive hull and aimed its front panels at the guardian beast again. The Starblade moved beside it, glowing with the same blue light. For the first time, the ancient warship and the Starblade fought together. The beast roared and fired another red blast. But this time, two beams pushed back, one from the ancient ship, one from the Starblade. The combined energy was stronger than before. The red beam cracked, shattering like glass under the pressure. The beast stepped back, confused, its many eyes flickering. Valen saw his chance. He ordered every weapon on the Starblade to fire. The ship unleashed a storm of blue-lit shots, each one powered by the Guardian energy. They struck the beast's armor, causing the red veins to flicker violently. The beast stumbled. Its body shook. Cracks formed across its surface. The girl's hologram appeared once more. This is our moment. I can finish it. But once I release this last attack, I will fall into deep sleep again. I do not know if I will ever wake. Her voice trembled. Will you still fight after I'm gone? Valen did not hesitate. Double quotes, yes. Something like a small smile touched her face. Then I will trust the galaxy to you. The ancient warship rose high above the battlefield. Light gathered around it, brighter and brighter, until the entire sky turned white-blue. The guardian beast tried to run, but it was too late. A single beam of pure energy shot downward, cutting through the beast's body in one clean strike. The entire creature froze. Then it shattered into red dust that blew away into the wind. Silence filled the sky. The battle was over, but the war was not. The pieces of the guardian beast drifted like red dust through the air. The sky above Tarion 5 finally grew quiet. Fire still burned in the forests, but the terrible roar of the beast was gone. The crew of the Starblade stood at their stations, breathing slowly, trying to understand what they had witnessed. The ancient warship dimmed. Its bright blue glow softened until only faint light remained. The girl's hologram appeared one last time on the screen, her image flickering like a candle losing strength. My energy is almost gone, she whispered. The link between us will fade soon, but you must be careful. The enemy will not stop. They have already called for more beasts. Valen looked at her with concern. Rest. We will defend the colony. She shook her head gently. No, you must leave the colony now. A greater danger is coming, but not from the enemy. The crew exchanged confused looks. Not from the enemy? Then from who? The girl gathered her fading strength and spoke clearly, forcing every word out. Your own empire. The crew froze in shock. Valen leaned forward. Why would our empire attack us? Her eyes looked almost sad. Because they remember me. They know what I am. They fear ancient guardian ships. They fear the truth of the old wars. They fear anyone who learns what really happened in the past. Before Valen could ask more, the sensors on the Starblade lit up with new warnings. Empire warships were arriving. Not one or two fleets. Dozens of large cruisers, battleships, interceptors, all decorated with the glowing crest of the Galactic Empire, and they were moving toward Tarion 5 in attack formation. The Starblade received a communication signal. The Imperial commander appeared on screen, his face cold and expressionless. Captain Valen, you are ordered to power down your ship and surrender immediately. The object beside you, he pointed off-screen toward the ancient warship, is classified as a forbidden construct. It must be destroyed. Valen felt anger rising in his chest. The object saved the colony from destruction. Without her, everyone would be dead. The commander did not blink. That ship is a threat to the Empire. Your refusal to surrender will be considered treason. Behind him, more battleships aligned their weapons. The girl's hologram flickered again. She looked weak, but her voice reached the Starblade clearly. They think I will turn against them. But I was made to protect life, not destroy it. Valen clenched his fist. We will not let them kill you. But the girl shook her head. I cannot fight the Empire. My energy is too low. If I try to attack, I will destroy myself. A heavy silence fell over the crew. They were trapped between the empire they served and the ancient protector who trusted them. The Starblade trembled as warning alarms blared. Imperial battleships had begun charging their main cannons. Valen had no time to decide. The Starblade could not survive a direct hit from so many ships. The girl's voice softened. You must run. Valen refused instantly. We don't run from our own people. Her eyes glowed faintly. You must. Because you are not running from your people. You are running from their leaders. The screen suddenly switched to an encrypted message. Imperial voices whispered in the background, unaware their transmission was leaking. Destroy both ships. Erase all data. No survivors. No reports. The ancient guardian must not return. The Starblade crew heard everything. Their own empire wanted them. Dead, not because they had broken rules, but because they had seen something the empire had tried to hide for centuries. The girl's energy dimmed again. Please, go. I cannot protect you now. Valen looked at the enemy fleets closing in. He looked at his exhausted crew, and he made a decision. He stood straight and gave a command. Prepare for escape jump. We go with the Guardian ship. The crew rushed to their stations. Engines roared to life. Panels glowed bright blue from the remaining Guardian energy still inside the Starblade's systems. Imperial battleships locked onto them. Valen shouted, activate the jump. But the engines flickered. Something was blocking them. The Empire had activated a gravity Netan invisible trap that prevented any ship from escaping. One of the officers shouted, we're stuck, sir. The girl's voice faded in. I can give you one last pulse of energy, but it will drain the last of my strength. Valen shook his head. No, you need to survive. Her hologram looked peaceful now, almost like she accepted her fate. I have slept for thousands of years. If I must sleep again for 1,000 more, then let it be. But you must live. The silver-haired guardian lifted her hand. Outside, the ancient warship glowed one last time. A ring of white-blue light formed around it. The gravity net cracked, split, and shattered like glass. The Starblade's engines roared to full power. Valen gave the order, jump. A bright flash filled the sky as the Starblade and the ancient warship vanished into the void just as the Empire fired their weapons. The girl's hologram faded into soft light, and then she disappeared. The crew were left in silence, drifting through unknown space. The Starblade had escaped, but they had become fugitives. The Empire wanted them dead. The enemy wanted the Guardian ship captured, and the galaxy was hiding a truth even darker than war. The Starblade shot out of the jump tunnel with a sharp flash of blue light. The crew steadied themselves as the ship drifted into a silent region of space. The screen showed no planets, no stations, no Empire patrol routes. Only darkness and scattered stars. They were far from home. The ancient Guardian ship appeared beside them, floating quietly. Its lights were dim like a lantern at the end of its flame. No hologram appeared. No voice spoke. The girl was asleep. Captain Valen stood in the center of the command room, feeling the heavy weight of responsibility pressing on his shoulders. His ship was damaged. The Empire was hunting them, and the galaxy was now a battlefield that no one understood. He turned to his officers. We need a safe place to repair. Somewhere the Empire doesn't track. Somewhere old. One of the navigators swallowed and spoke. There's a place, but it's only a rumor. Some maps call it the Forgotten Circle. No Empire ship flies there. Many disappear. Valen asked, why? The navigator hesitated. Because ancient signals come from that region. Old radio waves. Strange energy. People think it's haunted. The crew looked around nervously, but Valen nodded. Plot the course. If ancient things sleep there, maybe we will find answers. The Starblade turned and flew into the deep void. Hours passed. The ship shook from time to time as they crossed through dark matter storms. Lights flickered. The crew remained tense. Even though they had escaped the Empire, they knew it would not last. Imperial trackers were advanced. It was only a matter of time before they found a trail. Finally, a strange circular fog appeared in the distant, silver and blue clouds forming a perfect ring. Around empty space. The Forgotten Circle. The clouds pulsed like a heartbeat, as if the region itself breathed. Valen ordered the ship inside. As the Starblade crossed the cloud barrier, the sensors filled with strange readings. Old satellite signals, broken frequencies, unknown languages, bits of messages that had drifted through space for thousands of years. Something about this place felt ancient and alive. Inside the circle, a small planet appeared, covered in mountains and old ruins. No cities, no modern tech, only stone structures glowing with faint blue light. The Guardian ship reacted. Its lights brightened, slowly, like a sleeping creature sensing home. Cracks of energy ran along its hull. Then the girl's voice whispered through the speakers. Soft and tired, you brought me back to my birthplace. The crew fell silent. Valen asked gently, is this where your people were made? There was a long pause. Yes, she answered. This place was once the center of the Guardian Alliance. It was full of life, full of hope. Now it is only dust. The Starblade slowly moved into orbit above the planet. The Guardian ship descended toward the surface on its own, as if guided by a memory. It landed among the ruins, touching down beside a large circular structure shaped like a fallen ring. Valen ordered a landing team. The Starblade landed nearby, and the crew stepped out onto the ancient ground. The sky above was pale and still. The ruins hummed with soft blue symbols that glowed under their feet. The girl appeared beside them not as a hologram, but as a faint light form, like a spirit made of stars. Her feet touched the ground without sound. She walked slowly toward the ruins, touching the broken stones. Each time she brushed her fingers across them, the symbols brightened, as if recognizing her. This was our hall of memory, she said quietly. This is where guardians were born. Each ship carried a living mind. We were linked by a heart stone. Valen asked, what happened to the others? The girl looked down. They were destroyed, all except me. The enemy hunted us because we guarded the truth of the First War. Valen frowned. The First War? Our empire teaches that it was a conflict between early species. She shook her head. No. The First War was not between species. It was between creators. The crew exchanged confused looks. The girl turned to them. My kind was made by the first civilization. They were powerful, wise, and united. They created us to watch over the galaxy. But another force rose, something old, something from outside the stars. The enemy? Valen asked. Yes, they came from the dark between galaxies. They wanted control. They wanted the first civilization's technology. They wanted us. Her voice became darker. The Empire knows the truth, but they hide it. They fear that if people learn the first civilization existed, their control will break. One of the officers stepped forward. Why hide history? She answered simply, because the Empire did not create the galaxy's order. They stole it. Valen felt cold. The girl walked to the center of the ruins. Blue energy gathered around her as the stones lit up. A quiet hum filled the air. The symbols on the ground connected like a glowing map. This place can restore my strength, she said. But once I wake fully, the enemy will sense me. The crew looked worried. Valen asked, will they come here? She nodded. Double quotes, yes. And not just them. Your empire will come too. They want this place erased forever. The ground shook suddenly. A loud alarm from the Starblade sounded. Ships. We're entering the circle. Not enemy ships, Empire ships. A full Imperial strike fleet. Valen's eyes widened. How did they find us so fast? The girl whispered, because they never lost you. They placed a hidden tracker in your ship long ago. The crew stared in, shocked. Imperial ships broke through the clouds like a steel. Stormed. The girl raised her glowing hand. I have only one choice left, she said softly. If I cannot hide, I must awaken. Ancient symbols lit up across the ruins like rising fire. The ground trembled. The sky changed color. The Starblade shook violently. Valen shouted, what are you doing? The girl looked at him with calm, final eyes. I am calling the last memory of my people. Before the Empire reaches this place, the ruins exploded with bright blue light. Something was awakening beneath the planet. Something older than the Empire. Something older than the enemy. The great dark sky of the forbidden sector grew calm for the first time since the human warship entered it. The fires from the last battles faded, and the broken wrecks of enemy ships drifted without power. Captain Ryland stood on the command deck of Terra's Fist and looked at the stars in silence. His crew was tired but ready. Every human heart on the ship beat with the same thought: this was the final moment. The news spread fast across every channel. The Galactic Empire was sending its supreme fleet, the largest fleet ever built in the galaxy. It was the last move of a frightened empire. They wanted to crush the humans before the truth came out about their crimes. They wanted to erase the free systems and silence the rebellion forever. Ryland knew it was not only a battle of ships. It was a battle for the future of the galaxy. The commanders of the free systems appeared on the holoscreen. Their faces showed fear, but something stronger to hope. They knew humans were the only reason they were still alive. Ryland spoke slowly, with simple words, but every word felt like steel. We will stand. We will not run. Today we finish what we started. If the Empire wants to hide the truth, Then we will shine a light so bright that the whole galaxy will see it. Mira, the young signals officer, suddenly gasped. Sir, the Supreme Fleet has arrived. Outside the ship, hyperspace tore open again and again as thousands of enemy ships appeared. Their size made stars look small. Their engines burned like suns. A wave of fear passed through every allied ship, but Terra's fist held steady. The Empire launched the first strike. Blue fire filled the void as they rained energy bolts at the human ship. The shockwaves shook entire cruisers apart. Some free system ships exploded instantly. The battle was beyond anything the galaxy had seen. Rylan gave a single command: full power, all systems, no holding back. Human engineers activated the hidden systems that no alien had ever seen. The ship's armor changed shape like a living thing. Human plasma cannons glowed white. The ship became brighter, louder, and more powerful than ever before. The Terra's fist charged straight at the center of the Supreme Fleet. Aliens watching the battle across the galaxy fell silent. They expected humans to retreat. They expected fear. Instead, they saw a single warship charging in a force 100 times stronger. Every shot the Empire fired was answered with a stronger one. Every large dreadnought the Empire sent forward was destroyed by human fire. Human plasma ripped through shields that were said to be unbreakable. The Empire began to panic live on their own channels. The free systems regained courage. They followed the human ship and attacked with everything they had left. And then something strange happened. The enemy fire stopped all across the battlefield. Millions of enemy weapons powered down. A new signal appeared on every screen. It was coming from the Empire's main flagship. The Emperor himself spoke, but his voice was not strong. It shook with fear. We surrender. We cannot win against humans. We cannot win against truth. Shock filled the galaxy. The most powerful empire in history surrendered to a single human-led force. Rylan stood silent for a long moment. The bridge crew watched him, waiting. He finally said, "The fighting is over. Send medical ships. Rescue everyone we can, friend and enemy. This war ends in mercy, not revenge." That one decision changed everything. When the news spread, planets across the galaxy cheered. The free systems were free. The slaves trapped under the Empire were released. The truth recordings from the Forbidden Sector were broadcast everywhere. The crimes of the Empire were exposed. No one could hide them anymore. Humans became known as more than warriors. They became protectors, leaders, a new kind of power in the galaxy. Weeks later, the free systems leaders visited Terra's Fist. They thanked Rylan for saving them. They asked him what humans wanted in return. Rylan answered with simple words: "We want peace. Nothing more." The galaxy agreed. And for the first time in centuries, real peace began. High above the restored worlds, Terra's Fist drifted quietly. No longer a weapon of war, but a symbol of courage. A symbol of what humans could be when they stood together. The Forbidden Sector, once a place of secrets and terror, became the birthplace of a new age. The age when the galaxy finally understood the truth. Humans were not the weakest ones. They were the ones who changed everything. And this was only the beginning.